Hey y'all, today I'm going to talk about musical games. I've talked a lot about the technology of music in games, including adaptive music, and about the importance that music has in our gaming experience. Today though, I want to focus on the genre of music games. Games where music is one of the primary gameplay elements. Now, there's no possible way for this to be a comprehensive video on musical games. That's not the goal here. Instead, let's talk about some examples and some general ideas we can think about in approaching these musical games. First, of course, this integration of music in games isn't new to digital games. We've all played games like musical chairs. And in the 18th century, there were musicalicious Würfelspiel, musical dice games, where players would roll dice and create pieces based off of sets of pre-composed options. Now, a discussion of what exactly the definition of a game is bigger than what I can handle in this video. And so, of course, in these dice games, there are no winners or losers, but the players are interactively creating and playing this music. Similarly, in the 20th and 21st century, some composers created game pieces, aleatoric pieces, where musical performers were given a set of rules, and then based off of that set of rules, a real piece was created in live performance. A famous example of this is John Zorn's Cobra from 1984. Now, before we transition into talking about digital games, it's worth taking a quick stop to mention Milton Bradley's 1978 game, Simon.
Simon, Johnny, you're the challenge of a lifetime. I want you, Simon.
Again, we might not consider this a video game, but this idea of hearing a pattern and having to repeat that pattern back serves as the model for several famous digital games, including Parappa the Rappa, Jammer Lammy, and Space Channel 5, to name a few. The difference between Simon and these games, though, is that in Parappa and these other examples, pressing the correct pattern in rhythm was how gameplay was ranked. One step away from these games where you repeat patterns are games like Guitar Hero and Rock Band, where instead of repeating things back, you need to anticipate the patterns and press buttons at the right time. This time now on unique controllers. While this type of game that focuses on rhythmic performance, rhythm games, are perhaps the most common type of musical games, they're not the only kind. Otoki was a 1987 game for the Japanese Famicom that blended the ideas of a side-scrolling shoot-'em-up and musical games. This game was created by Toshio Iwai, who later went on to design a 2005 game for the DS, Electroplankton. But here again, there are no win or lose conditions. Electroplankton is just an interactive platform of musical exploration. Hopping over to examples that might be more familiar, the 2012 game Sound Shapes, which is for the most part a platforming game, where as players progress through the level, they collect items that help develop the accompanying soundtrack. What was interesting about Sound Shapes, though, was the possibility to design your own levels. So, using the musical options built into the game, players could compose their own songs using this level editor. What's interesting about this music creation is now we're focused on a different aspect of music. With Parappa and Guitar Hero, we're focused on performance, doing the right thing at the right time. With Sound Shapes and similar games, now we're focused on composition, the game engaging with the creation of original music. An interesting musical game that I think was particularly novel was Crypt of the Necrodancer from 2015, which blended a roguelike game with a rhythm game, rewarding players for moving the main character in rhythm with the music. In 2019, this was turned into a crossover game with The Legend of Zelda in the Switch game Cadence of Hyrule. Now, of course, with the explosion of interesting indie games over the last few years, there are far more examples than I could go into. But just for one final interesting example, I want to talk about Joost van Dongen's Cello Fortress from 2012. This game involves players on controllers play against a live cello player. The cello player plays patterns and notes to generate defenses against the tanks, while the tanks try to progress as far as they can in the game. I've seen this piece live in concert, I've played as one of the tanks, I love how this game integrates aspects of musical performance and improvisation for the cellist, while also allowing audience members to participate in the performance in their driving of tanks. So rhythm games are great and innovative. Just keep in mind that they're not the only musical games, and performance is not the only musical element that we have to bring into gameplay.
If you're watching this, then they've taken over. It's up to you now. Find our car and stop the new order. Remember, music is a weapon.